So when you hear the expression, God, I wonder what these streets would say if they could talk, Sarasota Street Talk is making the streets talk, and we're recording what they're saying. So that, to me, that is what Sarasota Street Talk is all about.
Sarasota Street Talk is to introduce people of the surroundings.
We're literally right now, we're downtown Sarasota, and we hear people all around us telling different stories. Those are the streets talking.
Hey, good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Mark.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, very, very good. Thank you for asking. So we are right here on the corner of Main Street and Lemon. My name is Mark.Klecka. I'm a realtor here at Coldwell Banker here downtown. My guest co-host right now, in the absence of Mr. Scotty Maloff, is
Michelle Kivani. I am the creator and admin for the Facebook group Keys to Sarasota,
who is always posting out so many events that are happening. She's got her finger on the pulse of everything going on downtown. And thank you. I just want to thank you for giving me content to put on my site. So I run the I Love Downtown Sarasota Facebook group. It's a group, not a page, so if anybody's not a member, please join. My shameless plug. But thank you for your content, because that's always
Thank you for sharing it.
So without further ado, though, we're not going to... And that's all I want to do. I do want to give a shout-out, though, to Gator Club also, as well as A. Parker's Books, for allowing us to do this, our shenanigans here every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we have guests on. We talk to people on the street, because if the streets of Sarasota could talk, what would they say? Everybody here are the streets of Sarasota. So we really do welcome anybody. If you see the seat open, please sit down, talk to us. We want to know who you are, where you're from, what you're doing today, especially tonight, because this is a pretty festive evening this evening. So, but again, okay, so I'm going to cut right to it, because we have an exciting guest here right now. And I've been stalking his building and the gentleman, and I hope he's not angry at me for that. But Mr. Ronnie Shugar. Mr. Ronnie Shugar, so thank you so much for coming on and being with us for this period of time. For those...
Thank you very much, Mark.
I'm sorry, picking up... Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
No, of course. So for those of you who are not aware, Mr. Shugar is the owner of the Sugar Champagne Bar, who is it's right behind the Mark here, this big white condo building to my right, your left, and it's the pink building in the back. And that's been kind of a process.
Yeah, it's been a process. It's been really a project of love. When I originally saw the building 3 years ago, when I was able to purchase it, I knew right away it needed to be remodeled,
There's a lot that
brought
happened.
back to life.
Brought back to life.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So we did quite extensive remodeling and structurally of the building, and we were very fortunate to finally have the city agree with us to make it a restaurant, and it will be a high-end champagne bar, which hopefully will be open by the end of the year.
Yeah, I've always been posting. So when it first started, I'd post something, and of course, we know how the city works and things happen, and you can't help. But first it was going to open at one point, and I'm sure something jumped in, and then it keeps on going.
Well, I know at one point I thought it was going to be June, so I was like, oh, I'm having my birthday there. That's it.
No, but I can tell you got a lot of people right now.
They can't wait.
Very anxious.
Yeah. It's an old school Regency building. On the interior, we're going to no ends at no cost to design it for an experiential feel. So when our real goal is when you walk into our restaurant, when you sit down, from the customer service to all the details of artwork, of flooring, of everything that you see is going to be so unique, not just to Sarasota, but to South Florida as well. Customer service is the #1 priority. So when you come into the restaurant, you'll be greeted by well-trained staff that would really take care of your needs. There will be a bar, but there's no bar seating. It'll all be lounge seating.
That's unique.
Nice.
So it'll be very unique. It'll be a very intimate quarters. And we're just finishing our outdoor structure, which will house another 25 individuals.
Yeah, we saw that go up here just this past week or two. They were starting with putting that up there. So if you don't mind, if I could maybe, you got a lot going on. So if you don't mind, if I could just ask you, and actually share some of the things that I've learned. You're obviously the vice chair of the DID.
Correct. I
Is
am
that
the
right?
vice chair of the Downtown Improvement
The Downtown
District.
Improvement
Yeah,
District.
yeah, right.
You got your hands in your oars in a lot of waters here too. Graduated from the University of East London for
Right.
law and social sciences.
Correct.
That's a very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that later in life.
Yeah, I've done a lot of things later in life.
Oh,
I did
me
a lot of
too.
things.
Yeah, me
That's where I
too.
learned. Yeah, I did mistakes early in life and then learned later in life.
Mm-hmm.
Also, so co-founder of the Raw Sugar Living.
Correct.
Could you explain what that was?
Raw Sugar Living. I've always grown up in the personal care cosmetics business,
Yeah.
and I developed a brand with my former girlfriend partner. We co-founded Raw Sugar Living, an organic, natural care line of shampoos, body washes, hand washes, deodorants. We started off. It's 10 years ago. We started off in 90 stores at Target as a test, and it grew into chain-wide with over 100 different items, and now we're in every store in America, including Walmart's, Target's, CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens. So it grew into an international brand.
Yeah, you've got a couple patents under your belt
amazing.
too, don't
Yeah, I
you?
have around 5 separate patents that I designed.
This is why I wanted to dive into this a bit because, like,
Yeah.
you hear, Ronnie Shugar opening this. That's not all he does. So obviously I'm sorry, on Palm, you own some property. I'm sure in other places as well, but there's some rumor about some restaurants being opened up there. Is that going to happen?
So
you
I
think, or-
purchased I purchased a shopping center on Palm a few years back. It was the dilapidated building.
That's
we
across the Miramar, right?
Across from Miramar, we spent several $1 million on refurbishing it and redesigning
Looks
it
great,
to
yeah.
modern day. But what
does look
I
amazing.
saw on Palm, it lacked foot traffic, and I really wanted, as a resident of Sarasota and at that time downtown, I wanted to have a strong draw to downtown, and I was committed only to have restaurants to pull individuals and pull foot traffic in that area. So we are having 3 very, very high-end, well, not high-end, we're having 3 unique restaurants moving into that location. So we're hoping by the end of the year or beginning of next year, first quarter of next year, they'll all be built out.
Are they secrets?
No, they're not. We have 3 natives going on one end, on one anchor.
Good question.
So that's acai bowl and stuff.
Correct.
I love that.
Correct.
Yeah.
They have a few other ones, I think in Lakewood Ranch and also at the landings.
Yeah.
On the other anchor, we have Waffle Monkey, and they serve unique style waffles. They also have another store in Bonita Springs, as well as I think 2 in the Bahamas.
Wow,
And
okay.
the inner units, which is the larger unit, is a restaurant called Fork and Hen. And Fork and Hen is on North Tamiami Trail.
Oh,
And-
yes.
And they do very unique take on Southern food. And
A lot of people rave about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful food. Very unique, and we're looking forward to having them there.
Yeah, so even
That's
more
exciting.
fantastic restaurants to be here in the area as
Palm's
well.
my favorite street.
Oh, I
of
know.
all downtown.
Wait, and also that's brilliant too, because with the Miramar, so with that happening and the
Oh,
Miramar
right. All the condos
reconstruction
going in, yeah.
and the condos going in, so there's going to be a lot of people there right across the street from some very, very nice
Yeah,
restaurants.
it'll be fun. It'll be, it's hopefully we'll.
Great
listen,
timing.
at the end of the day, for me, it's how to revive and how do we make a Sarasota a stronger city and a stronger community. And I've invested my resources into the city because I believe in Sarasota.
Yeah.
And I really want people who are locals, residents, as well as tourists to really enjoy it. The Sugar Champagne Bar is really a true dream for me to come true. It will be part of my legacy, and I really look forward for tourists that come to Sarasota to visit St. Armand's, to visit the Ringling Bridge, and to visit the Pink Champagne Bar. So it's going to be a very unique establishment here in the city.
All right, awesome. That leads me also right into my next question then. So when somebody comes in, what do you ultimately want their experience to be? Like when you walk in, what do they want them to leave going, oh my God, this?
You know, it's interesting you say that. I'm building a house now in Harbor Acres, and it's called Casa Encanto. Casa Encanto means House of Enchantment.
Ooh.
And I take the same philosophy as my home building as to my other commercial projects. That when you walk into, the minute you step into the building, you're struck in awe. Every detail will not be passed up. So there are so many things when you sit down in Sugar Champagne Bar. Every detail from the
Michelle is so
flooring.
excited. You just went into her head.
God. No,
Found
because
her
I have such a visual.
dream.
I have such a visual of what's expected.
Right.
Yeah.
dream place, and you just made it.
I know.
You know, everything is custom made, from the chairs to the tables to everything is handmade. So everything is so unique. The service that you'll have is from old school European service. It will be something to be bewildered by, and that's what I want when people leave the restaurant. I want them to say, "Wow, I cannot believe I had this in Sarasota."
I had the most spectacular night.
Yeah. Right.
Now, is there going to be entertainment? Was I hearing something about piano?
There is a piano bar.
Okay.
There is a piano. It's we'll focus on high-end champagnes and wines. We also have a full-service bar. Okay. And we'll be serving high-end appetizers based around caviar.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that was my question too. Is it will food be served? So
Absolutely.
it'll be okay. Will it be like in a food cart, like such?
No.
trucks?
You'll be able, no.
There's a kitchen.
There's a
There'll be
kitchen,
a
and you'll be able to serve it, and we'll have extensive line of beautiful, world-renowned caviars. So we're looking forward to it.
Okay, so
That's amazing. So now I'm envisioning, is there going to be some kind of dress code? Because I'm feeling like I need to be in like a gown and heels,
so
like right, like
It's
top of the line.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
There will be a dress code.
There should be.
For men, the jackets, no t-shirts, no flip-flops, no shorts. However, on Saturdays, because of the farmers market, we will be open 10 to 2.
Okay.
We'll be doing
That'll be more casual.
We'll do more of a brunch menu, more bottomless mimosas or sort of specialty cocktails. And people do not need to have it. There won't be a dress code at that particular time. Right.
So it's kind of funny. So the very first time I met Ronnie, so I was taking some pictures and for the page, and he was standing there just looking in, I'm sure 1,000 things going through his head. And I mentioned, hey, this is great, isn't it? And he's like, yeah, I know. Like it is. I'm like, he's like, I own it. I'm like, oh, damn. I'm like, whew.
Wow.
Okay, so he was nice enough to let me, and I looked in, and we walked inside. That was before the interior and stuff started, going on. It was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Took some pictures, allowed me to post it. And so then I asked him right before this, I'm like, is it okay if we do some pictures? And he's like, yeah, as long as there's nothing inside and like any kind of picture, because it's a surprise. It's a surprise. Like you don't want to.
Right,
let that go right now.
Even on our social media, we're just teasing it out. So it's and again,
It's working.
Yeah, it's working.
Our real hope is to have this ready for the end of the year.
Okay. I was going to ask you, Ronnie, if there was any chance it would be open for New Year's Eve, because that would be the perfect place to have champagne,
That
right?
would
Bring
be
in the new
perfect,
year.
and we are. Unfortunately, with the 2 storms that we had back to back,
Right.
a lot of our
for that.
subcontractors had more important things to do, and we stand by the people of Sarasota,
Yeah.
and make sure that their houses are first safe and people have places to live. So we've been pushed back a bit.
Yeah.
But we are working full force and making sure that I can hopefully be open by the end of the year.
Okay, and then another question that I have is, will there be space for people to have events?
Yes, so we are working on that. We will have a person dedicated to event coordinator that she'll start beginning in next week. She'll be starting.
And so you have your girl already?
Yeah, so she'll start doing to do special events, because we won't be open every day or every night. We're not planning to open up during the day, so that will be available for luncheons, and also on nights that we're not open. So we've had, I would say, at least 3 dozen to 4 dozen inquiries.
I bet.
From different institutions wanting to take a look at the space, but when it's done, it will be ready. It will be something very unique, not only to Sarasota, but to all of Florida, what we're doing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you very much for coming. I know your time's valuable, so thank you for stopping in. I just want to kind of leave with, first of all, we're talking to Mr. Ronnie Shugar, who is the owner of the Sugar Champagne Bar, who is right around the corner right here on Lemon. At the corner of the Mark, the pink building, the Champagne Bar opening up. And also, thank you so much also for donating for December's Fresh Fridays.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
thank
Yeah,
you.
because with Joe Grano now there's a budget that is available to have a fantastic December. We're going to have some I don't know if we're going to spill anything yet, but like a lot of good things are happening because you helped.
Yeah,
So
we're
thank you so
looking
much.
forward to that beautiful Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah.
Can we say Christmas?
Yeah. Oh, I think we
I
just
would
let
say
that out of
so.
the bag. I think we
Yeah.
just let that out of the bag.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you both
It was
very
a
much.
pleasure.
And have a wonderful day. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
having
You as
me.
well.
Thank you. You too. See, that's
That's
the
perfect.
kind of the guests that we have on here, you know. And
Yeah.
they- you know, so it's great. And again, I've been stalking him. I've been stalking the building, not necessarily him. I want to do that in a polite
Well,
way.
I think we
because-
all passed the building and
because
stared at it
stalking's
longingly.
illegal.
Right? Like, please,
Stalking's
please.
illegal, and you could probably technically have me arrested. But just looking at the building, I try to take everything.
So is that actually lemon or is it pineapple? Or
That's pineapple. It's on the corner,
yeah.
pineapple, and yeah. So I guess it's technically pineapple. I guess,
Right.
right? So, but I mean, there's no missing it. It's
Oh.
right there. So
the
I
color
just-
says it all.
every time something new happened, I try to post it. and
Don't you
then-
feel like when you look at it, it just reminds you of like sparkly pink champagne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This makes me feel pretty. Like I feel like I feel like it really
I feel
draws
so
me into. I
pretty.
want to go in. Teresa's beside herself.
Oh.
She cannot
We've
wait.
already talked about the outfits we're wearing. Like we've already, yeah. But
I
don't
know.
get mad, but we are gonna have to go shopping.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and this is a great show. And
Yes.
we're gonna go and take a little break now,
Perfect.
and then we will come back in a bit.
Okay.
All right. Take care.